What's up, everybody? Dave here from the Davey HT3 with a little warp update. I'm just shocked how many people are asking me, like, where's the warp and why am I flying it and is it any good? I didn't think y'all cared that much about it, so here's a quick update. I have put the warp aside. I was doing the NX4, flying the 6HV, messing with Littlehammer's heli, just been busy, a lot of stuff going on, and didn't have time. Or the money. I mean, I'm not a rich guy, you know, so actually, we're actually going to talk about the upgrades that they released. To the right, you got upgrades you can buy. To the left, you've got upgrades that they released in this nice little package a couple months ago. They asked me if I wanted the upgrade. I said yes. They sent it. I didn't really need it. To tell you the truth, I got the Helio fly just fine. If you tweak it and work with it, the V1 flew fine. Couple minor issues like the belt slipped off. Silly things like some people didn't really know how to exactly to build it because it is a little bit more complex, like the grommets on these skids here. You know, if you don't know what you're doing with these grommets, your skid will fall off when you take off and you'll crash. I mean, you gotta know how to tighten this stuff, believe it or not. I know, it's gonna sound weird. Also, this cricket thing. I've told like 3 people I had to run this thing, and they're like, well, what's a cricket? You know, what are you talking about? A glitch buster. Which is pretty much what it is, a glitch buster for airplanes or helis. And I did a couple videos on it in a flight. But basically, you need to run this Cricket Mark 1, I believe, or Mark 2. It's from Mako. Go to their website or PM me. I'll give you the right information. But you need to run this thing if you're going to run like DS92A pluses. A lot of people didn't know it. I had heard about it, but said, hey, I'll give it a shot anyway. So if you're going this route, you're going to need to run that just because of the way that the Compass motor runs, the KVs it draws. It's such a higher KV than other motors that it draws a lot of power. As you see, this thing's in pieces. I'm working on it. I'm getting it squared away right now. We're going to get her together and probably fly it tomorrow. So, but to go over the upgrades that came in that package, we'll start off with the belt tensioner here. This is all original except for this carbon fiber piece, and these are the free upgrades. This prevents flex in between these 2 points and the frame so that the belt don't slip off of your pulleys. So I could see that working very well. My belt did come off a couple times, but I figured out how to get this running just right at the right tension. That didn't happen. So, yeah, necessary upgrade if you're building the warp, and it comes with it now, so that was nice of them to release that. Also, there was a screech on startup with the motor. That was repaired by releasing a new can. So, let me look at this for a second here. Yeah, to the left here, I have the V1 can, and to the right, I have the V2 can. And as you see, the magnets are a little bit wider and closer together, and I believe that's what they said was causing that little screech on startup. The motor ran and worked just fine. It just had a little screech on startup, no big deal. So here's the V2, basically the same thing, only a different setup with the magnets in here, these rare earth magnets. They also include in that upgrade kit this standoff here that connects to the bottom of the skids, which actually catches. That goes on these 2 holes here. I left the bolts in there so you can see. And it catches the canopy. Well, a lot of people weren't able to catch the canopy on that. I wasn't able to either, but the canopy actually stayed put because of how wide the frames are. Yeah, it's got a very wide frame there, and that held the canopy fine for me. But I guess other people had issues. What you're going to want to do is go ahead and sand this down a little bit. If you don't sand that down, the canopy grommet won't fit. And if you'll notice, I had to actually sand this one down. This is the V1, this is the V2. So there you go, there's that difference for the canopy. It'll catch the canopy. And that'll cover all the free upgrades. Please excuse any cars going by who live on a busy street. To the right here, we've got the pay for upgrades. I didn't buy them all. I think there's actually a couple more upgrades, especially with the carbon fiber with some different colors, orange, blue, different stripe colors. So by all means, these aren't all the upgrades. This is just what I thought necessary for my situation. They released metal side frames, basically your tail box, because I'm guessing these got sloppy. After a bunch of flights, you got some slop in there, and this, I mean, you could see it just moves around. So by not adding much weight, but a lot of rigidity using aluminum and being able to wick these bearings in, you couldn't wick them in here, so the bearings would actually spin as well. I could actually get this to spin in here. So, necessary upgrade, I definitely recommend it. Maybe that comes in the V2 kit. I'm not sure. I can't say exactly what on this side comes in the V2 kit. But I can say that the bugs were worked out. The V2 kit works just great. I don't have one, but if I can get a V1 going and see what these guys are doing with the V2, you're good to go. Last but not least, what I picked up was, I actually had to make this one, but if you see here, on this piece of carbon fiber which I purchased, this bottom set of holes would match the length and the hole distance here, and then this is the top. What you had here was horizontal stability added here, right here, and here on the frames. So going this way on the horizon, now adding this stiffener, we're actually able to achieve horizontal and lateral stability. So it strengthens the area where you need it most with the main gear spinning and all the torque from the motor. Okay guys, forget to mention one thing. I'm just building along here. I just got this together. So the new can's on. But I wanted to talk about the tail booms. They released a beefier tail boom. If you look right here, I don't know if you can see that, but they released a thicker tail boom. See, this tail boom right here is thicker. They didn't have to do that. This tail boom right here was in 2 crashes and it's still like perfect. Like, I'm talking bad crashes too, not like you're just run-of-the-mill crashes. I crashed it and the tail boom still held fine, but in my opinion they didn't have to do that. The original stock boom worked fine, and this isn't longer, it's just thicker. It's not even wider or nothing, it's just thicker. So they didn't have to do that in my opinion. After 2 crashes, I could still use the V1 boom. So, just my opinion. Going to get this together today and hopefully be flying it tomorrow for you guys. Do a little maiden honor with the new upgrades. I love the compass motor. Look at the windings, how wide they are. That's how you're able to achieve such an incredible KV on this thing. And that's part of the reason why I'm sure that we're brown out the system with the A+, the MKS A+ without the Formica. So, all the upgrades are pretty much done, getting ready to be put in the heli. I'll grease her up and give her an awesome flight on some stock compass blades. Also, before we go, got one of these. So we'll try this out. Not many people talking about them. I never tried any Punch RC packs, but if you look, if you're running the Turnigy, you're getting a little bit thinner here. Now it's a little bit wider, but it also seems to be about the same, a little bit. So we'll see what we get. They're about the same. This is a little shorter. Not too huge of a difference, except for this is 65C. This is only 45C. So we'll go ahead and see what we're getting. So sorry it's been so long for a video, but been kind of busy and just a lot of stuff going on. Thank you for watching. I hope this was helpful to all you guys who want to purchase the Warp or have purchased the Warp and haven't built it yet. I hope this calms your fears, answers some questions, yada yada yada. Thanks again for watching. We'll talk to you later. Peace.